We're printing on some iconic tees for the Midwest Transplant Network's annual Legacy Walk.
We do Legacy Walk every year. I think this is our 4th year doing it.
It's t-shirts for donors and the recipients.
We do personalized names on it, so it takes screen printing on the front and the back, and then we have to do the vinyl names, so custom names on the back.
We typically have kind of like an assembly line setup where every size is laid out separately, so we can just pull from a pile.
So I need 1 small, 3 mediums, and 2 larges, and I'm off to the races.
Exactly.
That shirt has a huge size range too.
Yeah, huge size range, the colors are nice and bright. It's going to work out great for them.
I'm standing in front of 630 feet of awesomeness in St. Louis, Missouri, home of Tiny Little Monster. Tiny Little Monster is a custom apparel business where no order is too big or too small. We'll learn how to utilize a multimedia process to create personalized t-shirts for thousands of participants of an annual charitable walk event. We'll get a glimpse of how they tackle such a monstrous job with ease. Tiny Little Monster has built a reputation with great marketing and servicing local nonprofits.
So we got started really through the graphic and web design angle of it. I was doing a website for home-based screen printing equipment. I love t-shirts and I thought that sounded like a ton of fun. Jen here went to school for printmaking, so I thought surely she could learn how to print t-shirts and I could sell the jobs, and that's how we got started.
Well, I went to school for printmaking and I was doing a lot of woodblock prints of monster theme things, and I bought the domain name to sell my personal artwork. But when we started the business, I thought that would be a great name for our print shop.
So I was like, are you sure? Because that doesn't say what we do. And then she said, yeah, it's cool.
And the reaction from your customers has been pretty positive, right?
Yeah, the reaction has been great. People, it really stands out because so many of our competitors are like St. Louis t-shirt, St. Louis print shop. Everything is just St. Louis or Arch. And so people, when they're browsing, they go through, oh, Tiny Little Monster, that's different.
Yeah,
Right.
they're curious about that. Like, what's
Right.
this place?
What is it like to work here?
I would say we started the business because we want to do something fun and casual and just kind of have a place for like the misfit art kids. So I think it's a blast. We do work hard, so you'll have to ask the staff what it's like.
Okay.
But we do tiny fun days, we do staff lunches, we try to keep it fun and light.
So what are we doing today?
So today we're printing on some iconic tees for the Midwest Transplant Network's annual Legacy Walk. It's held in Kansas City every year. We're going with the iconic tee this year because they were looking for an upgraded, softer shirt. I wanted something that was unisex because it is a large order, and to sort women's and men's sort of becomes cumbersome. Also with shipping, just enhances your chances for errors. It's a screen printed front and back with a vinyl name applied with the either the donor's name or the recipient's name for this project.
I think the biggest challenge is just the overall volume. We're running a web store that's running for a little bit over 3 months and going to have somewhere probably close to 4,000 to 6,000 shirts. So that's a lot of data to keep track of to make sure that everyone's order is accurate. So we take a real proactive approach to it and break it down into smaller groupings so we can actually exceed expectations and not work ourselves into a frenzy. So we're working on run 1, run 2 is next month, and then we'll just keep progressing forward. So with things like our web stores, especially the one we're working on, with every shirt having a custom back, it's really important for our design team to have a clean way of seeing all of those names so they can plot all that out and cut all those names out. So I create spreadsheets for them which are sorted by order, and then it has all the names, the size of the apparel, because there's different sizes, and then I send it their way. And then it helps us with the invoicing on the back end.
Okay, so a typical team could be 5 people or 30 people or whatever, the big size range
Yes.
of shirts, all different names or maybe the same name. And so everything is in a master block, and that goes to the art team who does the typesetting, right? And then they cut the vinyl and then it goes to production.
Right.
we will do all the fronts in one day and then probably all the backs in the additional day and then heat press the third day, which that doesn't take everyone on the floor to do that.
What type of equipment do you have here at the shop?
So we've got 2 6-heads right now. We had a 4-head, that was the press I learned on, but we just got rid of it to make more space. And then we have an auto press, which is 10 heads. We can run up to 7 colors on it. So
2 flashes?
Yep. And a roller screen.
Right, plus these manuals.
Yep.
Right, the manual's your favorite press, right?
Yes, that's what I learned on. That's all I've done. I haven't touched the auto really. I can break down a screen, but that's about it.
Okay.
I'm also the ink mixer, so I do all the color mixing and a transparency checker, I guess. So
For your films?
yes. So I check those and then give them to the burner and go from there. So
Great.
I kind of jump around a lot, but I cover my bases for the most part.
So for this big a job with this many names, how long does it take to get all that cut with the vinyl, weed it all out? Let's talk about that process a little bit, because that seems really daunting.
Yeah, we're gonna do this job in 3 sections, so it's not all gonna be due at the same time, which is helpful. So I would say the cutting part takes a couple hours for her to lay it out and everything, and then I think it usually takes us about 6 hours to do maybe 1,000 of them. And then the heat transfer part takes, we usually block off a day for that per run.
I'm with Devin Hill, who is the press operator here at Tiny Little Monster. So Devin, how long have you worked here?
I've worked here for about 3 years. I came out of school with little to no experience. Just been a really great atmosphere for learning, and they've taught me a lot since I've been here. With a job like this, since we do have to print fronts, backs, and then you have to do vinyl in the back, there's a lot of organization involved, especially with the sorting of the shirts. This job in particular, we're actually running in kind of batches. Also, just communication is really important between all the team members, making sure that we're all on the same page and know what needs to go out first. So this box in the middle is actually screen printed, and we're gonna put the vinyl names in the middle of the box.
So Kelsey, show us what you're doing.
All right, we're gonna heat press some names on our already screen printed backs. We're running this at about 310 degrees for 10 seconds at a 4 pressure, so kind of in the middle.
And you're just eyeballing that.
Yep. And then whenever we pop off the backs on the auto press, we make sure the box isn't bowed so we can keep it centered on the top and the bottom.
And what happens if somehow there was too much spray tack on the platen and it actually did bow? Do you pull it and stretch it a little bit?
We kind of just manipulate it when it's on here. So you just kind of shift it around like that.
What's the purpose of the box?
The box is just to kind of give us guidelines to be able to center the text on the back. And then you kind of just lift up the corner at first to make sure it's transferred, and then rip it off.
One of the great things at Tiny Little Monster is how they organized the print. They've got the heat transfer name that goes inside the box. The design is white with white vinyl. Everything matches, it looks perfect. It looks like it was printed all in one shot, but as we saw, it's real easy for the team here to put this together. They did a fantastic job of organizing this, and I think this is the way to do this if you're doing this back at your shop.
One of the unique attributes of our print shop is instead of doing just brand characteristics, we actually illustrated a wall to denote our different values. The alien hands over here is our authentic. Then we've got our ping pong players that show that we're fun. The hand holding the flag is Team Tiny, and there's a handshake hands, and that shows that we're customer focused. All the other filler graphics we created by talking with the staff and brainstorming things that are important to us.
I mean, I'm really a big fan of this, the Tiny getting abducted. we really put a lot of work into figuring out like what icons would represent our team, and we have such an eclectic, weird group of people.
Yeah.
And I say that with all affection, just everything up there that represents that part of our team is stuff that I really love.
Yeah, you see a lot of companies that will have your numbered list of core values, and that's not really Tiny Little Monster. We're eclectic, we're creative, we're visual people, we're a little dorky. So I like that when you look at this wall, you can pick out, oh, there's a tattoo, that's Dan. There's some, vampire teeth, that's totally Devin. There's a plant, that's probably me, because I'm the only one that didn't kill my plants. So, yeah.
It's not just this brand wall that we designed and we put up, but I can see the work that everybody put into it, and like Travis said, everybody had a hand in putting this up on the wall, and you can see that every day. So.
Yeah.
So we've had an awesome day today. Sloan, you guys rocked it out. Thanks so much.
Yeah, thanks for being here. It's been awesome.
Look how great this shirt came out. It's nice and white. It looks fantastic. And what I really love is how great the heat transfer matches the back.
Yeah.
You guys are really smart to do it this way, because I think it's so much easier for your crew and team.
I was a little bit nervous just about heat pressing the screen print, but it turned out great, and it was so much faster having that box.
It's the way to do it.
Yeah,
it's the way to do it.
The Iconic Tee is a great choice for this project. The unisex sizing is going to make it so much easier when we're pulling these shirts for the custom names. I love the softness. The color is excellent.
Thanks so much. You guys rock.
Thanks.
Be sure to subscribe to the Jersey YouTube channel for the next episode of Adventures in Apparel Decorating.